Hi guys, I just wanted to give you an update on my recovery from having my surgery. It's been quite a while now, 5 months. As you can see, I'm absolutely fine. But I just wanted to let you know week by week what happened. I'm going to make it short and sweet. If you have any questions, you want more detail, please just message me because I'm more than happy to have a chat with anyone. The last video I did was just sort of the lead up to the week before I went in. And one thing I forgot to mention, which I find is quite a prominent thing to mention, is that it is very normal to consider not wanting to go through with it and having suicidal thoughts, to put it bluntly. That's what happened to me. I just got to a point where I just thought, oh well, if I'm going to go anyway, then what's the point? But you don't need to think like that. But it is normal. It is normal to think like that, and I know people that have gone through it recently as well have had exactly the same kind of thought, and it's just a natural response, I think, as a human. So I'm just going to let you know what happened when I woke up. So like I said, I went down on the Tuesday, 9 o'clock, and I was in an induced coma for 30 hours. When I woke up, I had lines everywhere. I remember waking up like a little bit. The first thing I remember is waking up and it was like everything was really blurry. And I just remember like the room looked really aqua blue, and I just remember seeing a person dressed in black with bright orange hair, and I knew that was my best friend. I thought, okay, I can think. I wriggled my hands, wriggled my toes. I was like, right, I'm not paralysed. And then I remember there being a nurse there, and I literally just said, am I dead? And they said no. And I was like, oh, that's brilliant. I can think, I can move, I'm not dead. That's awesome. And then I think I went back out again. But when I sort of came round, I had lots of tubes, so it's really normal that you'd be covered in tubes. I had a catheter, nice. I had a drain in like the back of my head somewhere that was draining the fluid from my brain. I had electrodes in my head somewhere as well. I don't know, I'm not really sure what they are, but I think I had 3. You can't see the scar really, but I had one in the artery in my neck. I had one in the, probably can't see it, but I had one in the artery in my wrist. I had a cannula in my hand. I had one in my right foot and one in my right ankle. So I was sort of covered in wires, and apparently when I woke up I was trying to pull them all out. I was being a right nuisance. So they had me really dosed up on morphine. And in hospital basically they did checks every 2 hours because they have to check obviously that everything's working right. So every 2 hours someone would come in, ask me my name, where I was, what date my birthday was. They do like limb tests, so like pulling for strength and things, and they'd also shine a torch into my eye to check my pupils are dilating, and that was every 2 hours. It was exhausting. They had me on anti-sickness drugs, anti-reflux, because I suffer badly with reflux, paracetamol, yeah, all the morphine you could imagine. There was another one beginning with D, I think, I can't remember what it was. And I was taking a load of homeopathic kind of natural stuff as well. So I was really dosed up. I was supposed to be in ITU for 5 days, I think. And I got out in 1. Yes. And yeah, I went up to the ward after 1 day, and after 4 days, the morphine, I don't know if you guys have been in it before, but it just messes with you. I was out of it. I was, I don't want to scare you, but I was seeing things, and I was having nightmares, and I couldn't think properly. It was really weird. It's like I could think properly, but then I couldn't think properly at the front of my brain, and then I couldn't express what I was. It was really weird. But yeah, I took myself off all the medication, everything apart from paracetamol after 4 days, and this other one beginning with D, which I only took I think once a day. yeah, which is pretty mad. I just couldn't cope with the way. I'd rather have like a bit of pain than the way it sort of made me feel really out of control. The first time I went to have a shower, I wrote this all down as I was going through it, and I just saw I haven't got up to date with you. But the first time I had a shower, I collapsed from the heat. It was so nice to be able to finally get in a shower. I think it was after like 2 days or something, maybe 3 days. And I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk properly, so I got taken to the shower. My mum had to strip me down and wash me. That was fun, 26-year-old. But it was so nice to be so nice and warm that I just kept turning it up and up and up and up and up, and I ended up laying myself. I passed out. I was fine, but yeah, I ended up passing out. Yeah, so the sort of the physical things that I had in that sort of first, well, in staying in hospital, is that when, like, you can see, so it's this, it goes all the way. But when they did that, they cut a muscle in your jaw. I'm not sure why, but they do. And as it's healing, your jaw's really stiff. So I was literally, I could open my mouth about this. Like, that's it. I couldn't get anything in there, so I couldn't get any food in there really. I couldn't feed myself anyway, so my brother and my mum and my partner and my best friend, my dad, were coming in. They were feeding me, but I couldn't really have anything. I was drinking a lot of protein shakes, and that's really, really good, obviously, for recovering and building strength and building your muscle back. And so yeah, that was really good. I couldn't talk because my jaw was so shut. And I just wasn't with it, so I was signing a lot of the time. Just, I don't know how to sign. I was just pointing, and I also think I had, oh, it might have been when I got home. Actually, I had a whiteboard and I'd write stuff on it. That was when I got home. Had to have support walking, so I'd have 2 people either side of me. I'd just walk really, really, really slowly. It was so weird the first time I got up, because what they want you to do as well is get up as quickly as you can to get moving, to get the blood flowing. So yeah, getting up the first time, I think I got up the first or second day on the ward probably, but I had to have people with me. I felt really off balance. It was really strange. I just had no balance at all. I felt really drunk, to be honest with you, and I couldn't read anything. So I bought loads and loads of books, thinking, oh, that'd be great. I'll just have the 2 weeks in hospital. I'll just read loads of books and it'll be lovely. But I couldn't read anything, and it's not that I couldn't understand it, it's just the concentration, it was too much. I couldn't do it. It hurt. Yeah, so morphine. Yeah, so it gave me night terrors. I couldn't sleep. It felt just really off and wrong, and it stopped all my digestion working as well, all the drugs I was on, so that was fun. However, I was supposed to be in hospital for another 10 to 14 days after the supposed 5 days, but obviously I got out in ITU in 1 day, and I got out of hospital in 5.5 days. So yeah, I was supposed to be in there for about 14 at least, and I got out in 5.5. I went in down on the Tuesday, and it got to the Sunday, and I couldn't bear being there. I thought, I'm just sitting here doing nothing, like, I'm alright. The pain's not like horrendous. I'd rather be at home to heal, because at least I could feel I'd be around my family, because obviously you're in a ward and you're left on your own in like a ward for like 6 random people you don't know, and you know, lots of people were in pain. You could hear they were in pain, and it just wasn't nice being in there. So yeah, I emailed my surgeon directly, and I was like, please let me go home. I need to go home. I'll be much happier if I was home, and regardless of what he would have said, to be honest, I probably would have gone home anyway. But yeah, so he said yeah, and then on the Monday he came up and discharged me, which was cool. But just before he discharged me, so I'm just looking at my phone for a photo, I had to have my staples put out my head. I don't know if I showed you this in the last video. I'll have to find it in a bit. But yeah, I had the staples pulled out of my head on that day. I thought for some reason there was going to be about 6. I don't know why, I just like 3, 4, 5, 6. But there was about 50, I think. I'm just trying to find a photo for you now while that's loading. But yeah, so that was like week 1. So I'm just picking up my notes. So yeah, when I got back first 4 days, I think it says here. My writing's all over the place. The day I got home, I blacked out. I don't know why. I think I was quite anxious about going home as well as really wanting to go home. But I got home, I remember laying on the sofa and I just felt really weird. I felt really light. It's really, I don't know, I just felt really light. It's really, really strange. And I remember laying there watching TV and I was starting to freak out a little bit. And my mum came and sat with me and then I was just gone. And I sort of woke up and I was like, what just happened? She was like, I don't know. Did anything happen? I was like, yeah, I just wasn't here for a minute. That was really weird. And I sort of freaked myself out a bit. But in the end, yeah, I was fine. So the first 4 days was interesting being at home. So I was really constipated from all the drugs and everything. So I was in a lot of pain. I felt really, really sick. I contracted a stomach infection, which then basically brought it all the way up into my mouth and I got oral thrush. So that was really fun. So yeah, couldn't eat, couldn't walk, couldn't talk, oral thrush, constipation, banging headache. So it was pretty hardcore. I really can't find this photo. I want to show you the photo of the staples in my head. I will find it at some point. See? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so I had, it's weird, I had like 3 types of headaches. So I had like one that felt like in my brain, like it ate, I could feel my brain hurting, and then one of it was like I could feel my muscle hurting, where it was healing obviously, and then the other bit my skin hurt. So it was like I had 3 headaches in one. And it wasn't unbearable. Like I said, I was only on paracetamol, but it just felt really weird. And the first night actually, I did take that drug called D something. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry, but I took it when I got home. I went to have an early night at 7 PM and I was awake till 4 in the morning. Whatever it is, I'll find out. I would not recommend taking it. I was off my face. Like, I've never felt anything like it before in my life. I kept having all these things flashing into my head, like nothing scary. But I remember this one, I had this image of this yellow candle singing the words lemon yogurt. It was, I don't know. And then I had this vision of like this goat had my mum's ex-boyfriend's like as a head, like his head on it. It was just the weirdest thing, and I couldn't stop singing and I couldn't stop talking. It went on and on for like 8 hours. So I took myself off that after the first day as well. So yeah, after 1 week of having the surgery, I was literally just on paracetamol. So the pain, it's just like having a bit of a headache, but it's not that bad. It wasn't that bad for me. One thing that I did have is they say like when your bone is healing, you can hear like cracking noises as it heals. So I had that in this side of my head for a long time anyway, but I could feel it crackling, and I had lots of really strange noises in my left ear. So like there was like crackling noises, and also if you can imagine banging really quickly 2 metal spoons together, like ding 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 ding, kind of like that. That's what I had in my left ear, right ear. My right ear loads. So yeah, it was really, really strange. Oh no, and I had it in my left ear as well. I know why I wrote that. Yeah, and by that point I was talking by a whiteboard. So I had a whiteboard at home and I was writing stuff on it because I just couldn't really talk. Couldn't eat properly either. Still really struggling with that, which meant I just felt quite weak. I was very, very tired. I slept quite a lot. I was living off, because of the oral thrush I had, like I don't wish that on anyone. That was awful. I was living off pineapple. That really helped. When you have oral thrush, everything tastes like it's rotten, I guess because that's what's going on in your mouth. It was just horrendous. But pineapple was the one thing I could eat that tasted like something that wasn't dead. And I was drinking the chocolate protein shakes while holding my breath because I had to get something in me. So I was trying like fruit smoothies as well. So they're really good, like vitamins, nutrients, getting your protein in and stuff. But once I started drinking more of that, my energy did rise and get a bit better. I could start walking around the house on my own, which was cool, but I couldn't get up the stairs on my own. I was quite dizzy and really wobbly. I had to have people like helping me up the stairs. Yeah, and then I went to the doctors. Yeah, I went to the doctors to get some stuff for my mouth. which was good. We had to wait for that. Yeah, my mum was still washing me, so my mum was still bathing me because I couldn't. And the first bath I had at home, when I actually I couldn't really get my hair wet properly, but it was just filthy, like filthy. It was like there was loads of blood still in my hair. I had like a lot of blood still in my ear. I was just absolutely, it was vile. So she was still doing that for me. Oh yeah, and I could only sleep for about three, maybe 4 hours if I was lucky a night. That was it. I'd go to sleep and I'd wake up and I'd be like, okay, try. And I'd do like an hour at a time, but I could only sleep about 3 or 4 hours a night. It was really, really strange. So yeah, it was like weird. It was like in the day I wasn't sleeping all the time, so I was really tired, but I couldn't actually sleep more than 3 hours. It was really bizarre. After 4 days, I then started sleeping for about 5 hours a night, which was much better, and I ended up being able to feed myself. So once I had this stuff from the doctors that stopped the oral thrush, I was able to eat more, and because I was able to eat more, I started growing stronger a lot quicker. And I'm one to sort of push myself. If I know I need to get better and I know I need to eat this and eat that, I'll do it. So yeah, after having that, I could then eat more, and my strength was growing, and I started being able to feed myself because my mouth was working a little bit better. And after 5 days of being home, I had my first trip out of the house, which was nice. We just drove around to a shop, I think, and I went in the shop for about 5 minutes and then I came back. So I'll make this a bit quicker. So by week 2 I was eating, so I got stronger a lot quicker. I'd been to the doctors about my tummy, and then that was all starting to work, so I didn't feel sick anymore. Because I felt really toxic. I don't know if you've ever had constipation, but I mean I literally was constipated for about 2 weeks, and my whole body felt toxic. So the only way I can describe it. So I got that working, which then meant I felt a lot better. You know, all the rubbish and because all the medicine and everything was just stuck in my body because I couldn't go to the toilet. So once that was gone, I started feeling a lot better. I started feeling a bit fresher. Yeah, I started walking up the stairs on my own. I started getting dressed by myself, and it was so amazing to appreciate those little things, because you don't appreciate being able to dress yourself in the morning, do you? I mean, why would you? It's just something we do. Whereas when I couldn't feed myself, that first time I fed myself was like, wow, I can feed myself, that's amazing. And when I could walk up the stairs without someone holding on to me, me and my family celebrated. It was amazing. So, you know, getting dressed on my own, I was like, Mum, Matt, I got dressed by myself. And it was like a really big deal. It's just really puts things in perspective for you, stuff like this. Like, you appreciate all the little things that you just really take for granted. I started putting a bit of makeup on by week 2 because I felt pretty rough. I actually went to the gym. I know I didn't actually do any like hardcore working out, but I went to the gym. I just wanted to be in that environment, so I'd sit on the mats at the gym and just do really gentle stretching and just being in the environment. I actually got my nails and my eyelashes done, so I felt like a human as well. Now I look back at this, I was like, how was I doing all that after 2 weeks? I started having visitors as well, because in hospital I didn't want visitors. I only had 5 people that I said were allowed to visit me, so I started having visitors and seeing people, so that sort of perked me up a bit. I was only watching TV though, so the whole day I'd spend sitting on the sofa watching TV, trying to eat stuff, but it's all good. Yeah, and then I was just on the paracetamol 4 times a day. And actually at the end of week 2 of being out of hospital, I went out on a hen do. So yeah, on that Friday it was my best friend's hen do, and I was like, I am not missing it. And that's, you know, it's good to have stuff like that, because it's what spurs you on to like get better, doesn't it? So I was like, no, I'm going. And I didn't last the whole night, and I walked really slowly. I took everything really easy. We just went for dinner and watched the Ladyboys of Bangkok, and I had to leave halfway through because I was just exhausted. But yeah, I went and did that. By the end of week 3, I was walking, the stairs weren't a problem. I was on just 2 Cocodamol a day. My face was still really swollen, so I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but my face was quite swollen, but it was still swollen. And I started having shooting pains up into my head, which is, I think it's where like nerves are starting to connect. It was all starting to come back, basically. My head was really numb, so it's weird, like where the incision was, that bit I could feel, not that I touched it, but that bit I had feeling. But this whole part, like literally here, all the way back, and all of this bit here was at like 100% numb. Like I just couldn't feel anything. So I'm just trying that, there we go. Yeah, so I could, like, so where the place I was living had like a slanted roof, and sometimes I'd walk into it and I didn't realise, and I'd be like, oh god, I've just knocked my head. So that was really strange. I was getting out of the house once a day, even if I was just walking to the shop for 5 minutes and coming back. I had my appetite back. My jaw was still quite stiff, but every few days, like, you'd notice it would just be a tiny, like a millimetre more than last time, and again, that was amazing. I had more energy. I started doing little home workouts, so I wasn't allowed to lift weights or anything, but I did like a few body weight exercises, just gentle stuff. And then my best friend helped me tidy up my hair. She's a hairdresser, she helps me out with this, she's amazing. And I went over to her and she helped me like tidy it and freshen it up, which was cool. By the end of week 4, I had no pain relief at all, like nothing. One thing that was really weird is that my hearing was really, like, I could hear like people talking fine, but if anyone played music, no matter what music it was, it wouldn't make sense in my head. So, you know, like, I don't know, you've got a favourite song, you know exactly what that sounds like, and I would listen to that song and it didn't sound anything like that song, even though it was that song. It was like going to a battle of the bands, a school battle of the bands, and you know when that band is really, really terrible and it sounds like loads of different separate noises all making just a racket and none of it's in tune with each other. That's what every single song sounded like to me. It was, and I was like, oh my god, music's one of my passions, like, I'm never gonna be able to hear it. It was really weird. But suddenly I went to a wedding at the end of week 4. I know, mental. And I kind of got used to not being able to hear the music properly, and then suddenly I heard the song, I was like, oh, I love this song, started dancing, and I was like, oh, I can hear, oh my god. So I mean, like, after 4 weeks I could hear music properly, which was just the biggest relief ever, like ever. I was having less naps now, I had a lot more energy, I was sleeping about 7 hours, which was cool. Week 5 I had stitches, one here and one here, which was still in after I had my staples taken out. They fell out after the end of week 5. The pain stopped. I went up to Birmingham for a weekend. We had a success day with our work, so I went and did that. It was quite tiring, but I went and did it. Went out dancing. It was I started doing light weights at the gym, and then week 6 I started lifting, not really heavy, but I started lifting weights again, which actually ended up making me a lot more tired. That makes sense though. And while my hair was growing back, it grew back sort of over my scar, but it all fell out on week 5. Not all of it, but just where the scar was, it all just fell out. But I started working and everything properly. So that was like week 1 to week 6. It was all crazy, but I found once I started eating and making sure I got out of the house just for 5 minutes and just doing little things to push myself to do a little bit more, not too much. Maybe I did quite a lot, but not too much. Only what I felt like my body wanted, or like I wanted to do, like I could do. I think it helps you heal quicker. And obviously if you're taking, like, again, I wasn't taking painkiller stuff, but I took a lot of herbal remedies, a lot of them. And again, if you want to know about them, please chat me any questions, but they really helped. But yeah, and I just thought, I don't have time to be ill. I don't want to sit down for like 6 weeks and not do anything. I want to get out there, I want to live life, I want to see my friends. So you just kind of crack on with it, don't you? So I was just going to show you this picture of my head. Oh, so that was what the staples looked like, if you can see them. So that was me before I woke up. That was me having a sleep with my brother. That was me having a sleep by myself. And then that one's me with the staples before they removed them. And then let me just show you one more. Oh, where's it gone? Where has it gone? Here. So that was the difference 3 months made. So that was me in hospital and we had the staples in, and then 3 months later I was at the gym cracking on. So yeah, and since then it's been fine. I still have a little bit of a stiff jaw, I still have like a bit of a swollen head here, you can see that. And I did actually get tinnitus, objective tinnitus, for a while, so it was a really loud clicking noise that everyone else around me could hear. It was very strange, but that's gone in the last sort of 2 weeks now. Yeah, so in 5 months I'm 100% fine, everything is going great, and yeah, I just want to thank you so much for following my journey. Again, anything you need to ask me, just chuck it over my way. I'm more than happy to meet up and, you know, or phone call and message, whatever you need. But yeah, life is looking really good now. I've just been on 3 holidays, and it's just been amazing. And you look at life with a whole other perspective when you've been through stuff like this, and you just think, you know what, grasp every moment, take every opportunity, go for it. You don't know what's around the corner, so you know what, live your life now and do what makes you happy. See you soon, guys.